What is going on, YouTube? It is Luke here with Lifestyle Off-Road, and today we have a little bit of a different type of product we're going to talk about. Usually we're doing DIY type projects on our 21 full-size Bronco, but I don't have any parts to install for that today. So, because like any other Bronco enthusiast, you get somewhat obsessed with the vehicle, I have been obsessed with anything and everything Bronco. That includes mini RC Broncos. I am new to like the hobby scale remote control vehicles. It's not something that I've had until somewhat recently when this model came out. And then Traxxas came out with this one, and I'm going to get into more details shortly. But I just kind of wanted to compare these two, let you guys know your thoughts, and let you know my opinion on if it's something that I think that you should pick up and have fun with as well. Alright, first off, we're going to go over this one. This is by a company called Eazy RC. There is their logo. There's another company called FMS RC. They are the same company, both out of China, I believe. Not that that really matters. And they manufacture this. This is called the Bronx, B-R-O-N-X. It is not an officially licensed Ford product, but it definitely is a Bronco. That is what they were going for. I mean, that is why I bought it, because this came out, I think, like August this year. I saw an ad for it. It was I just had to have it. The only things that are currently done to this, this is basically how you get it. I painted the top black so it looked more like mine, and then I obviously gave it a full vinyl wrap. So again, it looks like my real life Bronco. I am new to this as a hobby. I'm new to hobby RCs. By no means an expert at them, but I liked the idea of when I got it that it was a crawler type, that it could do some off-road type situations. I can't find anything as far as like a waterproof rating for this. But I mean, there is the computer board, the battery, here is the servo for steering, and then the transfer case is a motor up in here. I don't think it's waterproof. Some of the ads that you see for these kind of speak otherwise, but nonetheless, we, being my son, my daughter, and I, love to play with this thing. It is a blast, so much so that it has gotten me to purchase an FJ Cruiser, same brand, and then I've even gotten a K10 pickup. This one is obviously very taken apart right now. You will see a full build coming on this. It's something I'm doing for my son because he is obsessed with off-road trucks. So stay tuned for that video later. But right now, let's go over this. So again, this is my first hobby type RC. It's a 1/18th scale. I like that because it's small. I can shove 3 of these in a backpack. We've gone out to mountain bike trails and we've walked for 30-40 minutes and just follow these things and go four-wheeling, and it's way more fun than I ever would have thought it would be. It's like taking a hike, but you're controlling a car and you get to watch it go over rocks, down and up hills, and this has a good amount of power. It's not super fast. I'll get to that in the next little clip, but it will crawl over tons of stuff, and it has a great amount of articulation. This, again, this is how it comes. The only hiccup with this brand, at least right now, there's not a whole lot of aftermarket support. This one, and then the next one I'm going to show you, it looks like some of the axial 1/24th parts. A lot of those parts you can adapt onto this. So like these extra off-road aftermarket wheels and tires that are beadlocks, these are, if you go to like Amazon and look up 1/24th axial crawler, you'll find stuff like this. And you can, I mean, I've got some on the FJ. all that stuff swaps right over to this 1/18 scale pretty simply. There's a lot of people that are doing that with shocks and things like that, but I'm not worried about that at the moment. You'll also notice that the bumpers are off. This does come with front and rear bumpers. I took them off because we're trying to model them to 3D print a lifestyle off-road version. It's kind of hard to shrink something this much, but we'll see what we can come up with there. But overall, I'm incredibly happy with this thing. This has gotten me started in a new hobby that I probably didn't need to be in, because it's going to cost me a pretty penny at the end of the day. As you can see, I already have 4 of these, and I just started this in like September. So let's just go over this guy real quick. The remote, very simple. You got a trigger for forward and reverse. You got your turning. This has some controls for your steering trim and your throttle trim. Go ahead and pop that on. And then the power button is on this controller board. You just flip that on. You'll hear it kind of initialize, so to speak. You'll hear it come on. One thing quick, the battery stays connected, and then this plugs into the charger. It's just a USB type charger. Seems like these take like maybe a whole hour to charge. I just plug them into the wall. Doesn't take very long. I'm getting 30 to 40 minutes out of a battery. But as you can see, this has real 4-wheel drive. So the headlights come on when you go forward, the tail lights come on when you go backwards, or you just kind of stop. So yeah, overall pretty cool. Very happy with it. But next, let's talk about the other one. So here we have the Traxxas TRX4M. This came out, I believe, in October. These are pretty new and they are hard to get. I ordered this on Black Friday and got it about 2 weeks ago. Again, 1/18 scale. These are direct competitors. You will notice though, they are not the same size. Again, probably because this is not officially licensed. They had to do a few things differently, but overall, the Eazy RC is a touch bigger. I mean, it's a touch taller. You can see the spare sticks up more, all that good stuff. Overall, the tire size is about the same. I think it's probably the exact same. The Traxxas does have a thicker tire. Now, this is a lot different in a lot of ways. Even if you have never done a hobby RC type stuff, you've probably heard of Traxxas for some reason or another. This is like the end-all be-all brand to RC, hobby RC vehicles. They kind of make everything. They're at every hobby store everywhere. I mean, they are known for high quality, and that definitely shows. One thing though you might notice is this doesn't have an interior, which is okay. It doesn't matter. It's not like I'm gonna go sit in it, but that is what's kind of cool about this one. But anyway, let's go back to this. So again, this is how you get it out of the package. It has this remote. The remote's power switch. You've got your steering trim. Turn it. Pretty similar as the other one, just a little bigger. So this one though, to power off and on, you remove the body. So you have these 2 finger clips and you simply just pop them out and you remove the body from the chassis. So here you go. This is everything. It's everything you need. You can get to it easily. Took me a millisecond to pop that off. There's no power switch. This is also fully waterproof. I could drive this underwater if I wanted, drive it out and keep it going. That's a pretty neat feature. So something to keep in mind if you're thinking about purchasing one of these. But again, that other one you're gonna get right away. This one you're gonna wait, because it took me about 6 weeks. So if you want to power this on, you have the battery that is in here. It's a much larger battery. I think the other one's a 380 milliamp. This is a 750. And I don't know how long this goes. I have driven this for quite some time. and 30-40 minutes, and the battery hasn't died, so it's at least good for 30 minutes. But if you want to power it on, you plug the battery in, and then you have fog lights. So let's go over this though. This one has a few modes you can set it in, and basically that doesn't change the performance as much as I was led to believe from some initial videos. It basically just changes the reverse and the braking. So you can set it in like a race mode, a normal mode, and a crawl mode, and all that does is apply different levels of like transmission braking, so to speak, so that it won't roll up or down hills, or you might have to double tap to get it in reverse and things like that. Let's slap the body back on real quick, and again, you just put it on there, clip it in, and you're done. So this one also has really great articulation. Now, you might notice that it's super quiet. This has oil-filled shocks to give you some more performance. I mean, it acts like a truck. So you got the branded Bronco up front, you got the Broncos on the back. I mean, this thing is cool. Now, I hope I'm not sounding too much like this is my favorite, but as far as quality goes, I mean, this feels like a nicer product. Now, this is a little bit more expensive. This was $160. This is $139, and you can even get them on sale for $100. So this is by all means worth it all day long. But I mean, there's a difference, obviously. So one of the other big things is this has a ton of aftermarket support. Probably so much that if you are going to want to upgrade things and you want to restrict yourself, then you might need to think about getting this guy instead. You're gonna throw some wheels and tires on this, and then you're gonna kind of call it a day. You're just gonna go out, drive it, have fun. This one, you're gonna throw wheels and tires on it. You're going to order the trailer kit, and you're gonna put a little utility type overland trailer on it. You can upgrade the motor. You can upgrade the ECM. You can upgrade everything. You can upgrade the steering. You can upgrade and add brass parts to add weight. You can go on and on and on. You can do a lot to this. I am going to do a few things to it myself. Who knows how far it'll go. I do have some parts on order. Once they get here, obviously another video will come out, but for now, I am enjoying this. This is a little bit quicker than that one. We're going to do a side-by-side race. The other thing I'm glossing over, this has a steel frame, so this just feels a little more durable. All the end links, the drive shafts, they are all plastic. Let's go ahead and power it on, and it doesn't have all the lights. So this one had the front lights and the rear lights that come on. This only has front lights, and they are on all the time. Forgot a step. You have to turn the remote on before you turn the truck on. Why? I don't know. Seems silly to me. But there you go. So again, four-wheel drive, good steering, nice and precise. So yeah, overall, I don't think you can go wrong if you want to get into this, or if you just want something that looks like your Bronco. You can't go wrong with either of these. They are both super fun. But now let's get into some performance, and let me show you what they can and cannot do. All right, here's where we get super technical. So we have this little ramp here, and I just want to see how they do compared to each other with articulation. So we're just going to drive up. I'm going to make a mark as high up as the front tire goes before any tire lifts, and we will see which one wins. Again, both of these are stock, so we'll just crawl them up there. Oh, gotta go back a little bit. It definitely is easier to crawl the other one, the FMS. All right, so there we go. So we got that one up there. Make a mark on the ramp. Get that one out of here. Okay, so this one is definitely, so that one, like I said, you can upgrade the transmission and motors and everything. So you can make it more like this. But like this, I will have, well, I'll have that problem. So this one I have more of a slow crawl control. And I actually felt like this should be better than that. Huh. Alright, well, that was a pretty clear winner. Alright, so there you go. So this is the Eazy RC, that is the Traxxas. And like I said before, this one is much bigger. So there's that. So as far as performance goes, I mean, this one with a little bit of weight, like if I throw these on there, these are weighted brass wheels, probably would make a big enough difference, but we're going for right out of the box, how do they do? All right, so next we're gonna try and show you speed. It's a super nice day out, as you can see. So I'm not going to turn them, I'm just gonna pull both remotes to see what goes where. There's Koa. So I mean, that's pretty clear. All right, one more sideways shot of speed. So you have one that's a crawler and one that's more of a racer. So just to show you though, these both will drive through grass just fine. I mean, it's really hard to do a controller with both hands. You can turn in the grass, and my grass is not short at the moment. I mean, it's the middle of winter, and that goes for the Traxxas as well. Obviously this one just kind of blasts through it a little bit more. Now when we get into more of like a technical obstacle though, the Eazy RC is a little easier to control. Let me try and show you. All right, so we'll just do this rock garden here one at a time. Let's see how they do. So first I will do the Eazy RC. And of course it's all wet. And it flipped over, but I get the point. I had a fair amount of control. It does do a pretty good job. Now with some different wheels and tires, this is a much different vehicle. And I highly recommend getting some weighted ones because it helps hold this thing down. As far as weight goes, the Traxxas weighs a considerable amount more than this. There we go. So pop that over there. Okay, now let's give the Traxxas a try. I guess we'll give it 2 tries if it needs it. So the hardest thing I have with this is it is so quick and snappy. So I want to do stuff like this with it, and you sometimes feel like you're just powering through and it's not as fun, but the different transmission and stuff will help with that. So there we go. So I got through it, but you see it's not like a slow crawl like you would do as if you were off road in your real Bronco, but it gets over it. It's fun. It just isn't as slow and controlled as the Eazy RC is right out the box, but it can handle it. All right, so overall there's a few tests on them, a few things to keep in mind if you're considering purchasing one of these. One last thing is the controller size. I do like this a whole lot more. This is just ginormous, and I don't understand why. Smaller car, bigger remote. Bigger car, smaller remote. This is just very small. It fits in your hand. This just seems ridiculous. Both of them, I believe, yeah, both take 4 AAAs. This one just has them, they go up there. It's wet right now, so I can't pop it off, but that's about my biggest complaint. I don't know why this remote is so huge. But anyway, overall, there's these two vehicles. So if you are a Bronco guy or girl and you want to get into hobby RC stuff, I recommend both of these. If you want to modify it, if you want to make it look just like your Bronco, if you want to lift it, if you want to upgrade a bunch of parts and you want to put a dent in your paycheck every week, buy the Traxxas. If you just want something that's like a novelty item and you want to go out and have fun, but you don't think you're going to be a huge enthusiast of this hobby, buy the Eazy RC and have a good time. So, like I said, there will be some more things coming up as far as RC on the channel. I'm going to be, again, doing a full build on this. My son wants it to be like a Tonka truck. So we're going to be doing full paint. We're going to be doing bumpers, roll bars, all sorts of stuff. This is a very cool project. So you will see more on that. And you're probably going to see these wheels end up on that Bronco. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.